live! Hey everybody, I hope you can hear us. This is Angelica, and with me, the amazing. Oh, wait, it's this way. Gordon Van
Your
Dyke!
your cat.
No, yeah, my cat is also named Gordon. That would be such a plot twist, right? So,
Damn. Oh, I found a new feature on Chrome that I can mute the website so I can see the stream off to my side monitor and I can for the once in my entire life read comments.
oh yeah, that's good. So, but are you gonna like watch yourself instead of watching the game? Because I need you to
No,
focus.
it really messes with my mind because I see myself and I'm looking to the other I'm looking in that chat window, I'm looking to the wrong direction of where
Yeah.
the chats are that I'm reading.
Yeah, maybe we should, yeah, like we should switch places so it looks like we're kind of looking at each other when we're looking at the chat. But yeah,
Yeah.
should I introduce
And
the
I'm not
cat
in the
as well? Because people seem to be
Yeah, who's
excited
that?
about the cat. This is Dante, the Dante. He's a
Like
Cornish
Dante's
Rex.
Inferno.
Yeah, he's my
Yeah,
little inferno.
he's so cute. I love it.
He's very
You've
cuddly.
never shared a picture of your cat.
I haven't. He's
Not that
very,
I've seen.
very shareable. It's cute. He's my lucky charm
Yeah.
because we are playing Kingdom Two Crowns today. I work as a quality producer or experience producer, as we'd like to call it, on the Kingdom games. And Gordon, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Gordon Van Dyke. I've worn many hats, literally. But yeah, I've been part of the Kingdom franchise, if you can call it that, uh, for 6 years now.
That's um, that's pretty much as long as it's
Six.
been out.
Exactly. A little bit longer. 1 year longer.
A little bit longer
So.
even.
Yeah, so I've been working on Kingdom. So I started off just as the producer when Raw Fury started, and it was just myself and Jonas Antonsson. So I co-founded Raw Fury with him, and then there's three of us, and we launched Kingdom in October 20. Was it 15? Yeah, 2015. And before we launched it, Thomas had me come in and help him with level design and balance design. And then I've just slowly kind of become more and more absorbed on the design side. And I started in games as a designer. So I was a designer on Battlefield 2142. So it was kind of a going back to my roots, you could say. And I just love it. So I've been doing that and then founded Stumpy Squid as a studio and kind of stepped away from my roles at Raw Fury and have been focusing 100% on development and design. And Stumpy Squid and Fury Studios have been working on it for the last year now, and it's so good now. I'm just so happy with the work we've done. It's incredible how much you can keep iterating on something, even post launch. Now we're doing lots of stuff, always trying to make the game better. And I think it's also a game to me that is kind of exemplifies Raw Fury values. And Raw Fury is a company and a publisher that kind of breaks a lot of the rules. And one of the things that you don't often see is a publisher after the fact updating and supporting a game that has never sold any DLC. We've never sold any DLC in Kingdom Two Crowns, and yet Raw Fury keeps supporting it and putting effort into it. And I don't I think that that's almost unfounded. I know that there's some others that do it, but I think we're in a very small minority of publishers. Raw Fury is that keep supporting games, and I think it's awesome. And I love working on it, and I love being getting to do the development on it, and also still have a connection with Raw Fury because that's also something that has a huge place in my heart as well. So Kingdom and Raw Fury,
So yeah, I
and
mean,
then, and then my kids.
we can't talk a
No.
lot. Yeah, best to mention the kids. But I mean, we can't tell you guys watching a lot about what's going to happen in the future because our buddies over at like marketing PR, they won't be happy with us if we keep spoiling stuff for you. So I mean, maybe
I like to
we
break the rules.
accidentally might hint about something, but we can't tell you very much about what's going on. But I can promise that there is a lot of plans for Kingdom. We're working on a lot of things. I know you're keeping super busy, Gordon, and have so many ideas and this huge vision for what Kingdom Two Crowns should be and anything that has to do with Kingdom in the future. So it's definitely alive. We're gonna play a little bit just now. I should probably switch over to the game screen so they can see it. So yeah, we're gonna play our latest big release, like a big expansion with actually a new setting. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen it since, but it's a crossover between Bloodstained and Kingdom, where we borrow a couple of characters from the very cool Castlevania-esque game Bloodstained. So yeah, we did start
Literally
this.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Exactly. Yeah.
With even the name, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah. It's very, very Castlevania.
And I'm a fanboy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Like, I've played it, and I'm not kidding, and maybe many people have heard this before, but 50 plus times and beat it in the inverted castle as well. So, yeah. So I'm a huge fan. So when we got that opportunity to do this crossover, of course I freaking jumped at it because Iga is part of that, and and he's a design influence on me. So it was kind of like a childhood dream in a sense come true to get that opportunity. And they announced, and I think it's released already, but that they also. Oh, why do I only have a gem? I just tried to give that to a peasant. Why do you have all the coins?
I'm so full, I'm dropping them in the water. I'm trying to get a grip on what was we doing?
No bragging.
What were we doing the last time we played?
I have no idea.
It's been, we played this save file before Christmas, so it's been a while. I'm trying to remember what we were doing. I think
I'm impressed you still have the save file. So we do play tests, local play tests, and it's like, Angelica's working from home. And it's like, and we're all working from home actually. And it's like, so, and she's making custom save files and we're deleting save files. So the fact that you still have this is freaking impressive.
I put it in a very precious folder. But yeah, so we played this save file maybe an hour last time we streamed. And I think we're on the second island. I'm going to check. Yes. So we sailed away to the second island. Ooh, we even got like most of the stuff. So maybe we're even ready to move on to the next island. Or go back and grab a cool mount. I don't know.
Ah!
Or Vesik says in the chat, you were trying to build, expand, and defend your kingdom. That, my dear, is very true. Yeah.
The funny thing is that tagline, we kind of went back and forth on that quite a few times before we released, and it has expanded, but we need to kind of do a proper pass on all the localization. But we forgot to update. It says it, and we have it in trailers and stuff. It's build, expand, defend, conquer.
So, what out of those, which one would you say is your favorite part? Would it be building, expanding, conquering?
I think expanding and building are kind of connected. They're kind of intertwined because in Kingdom, you can upgrade to a certain extent, but I don't know if I would call it building 100%. I think it's more. But that's a hard question. I really just like all of those elements combined. I know that's kind of a cheesy answer, but it's like, but all of those things together to me reflect the strategy, and to me, the strategic element of Kingdom is what really draws me in really, really deep. It's like, they're figuring out, finding the right placements, looking and saying, oh, can I find a gap, and can I build, cut some trees down? Can I expand my walls and create like a queen's garden? And what are the things that I can kind of do with this randomly generated level that has been given to me in it? And because it's always random, also, it's always sometimes posed as a challenge. Some of them are really frustrating, right? But then some of them are just so fun, and you feel like, okay, I really, really have a great plan for this, and how I'm gonna place my characters and things to that nature. So I think it's all those elements for me, wrapped into a lot of just fun elements together, and it's all of those things tied in together. Like, but this is so poopy. This three walls. Like, come on. But then
So
sometimes it's cool to get those, and you get those three placements, and you can put up three walls, and
yeah.
if one wall gets knocked down, some of your guy, did you send it to attack?
Yeah, I did.
Uh-huh.
Is it not a good idea?
I don't know. I thought we were gonna leave.
Oh, yeah, but I wanted to
It's a pretty
kick.
gutsy move
I wanted
there.
to kick some greed ass first. You should
Uh-huh.
use your ability more, Gordon.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
So Starforce have a very good question in the chat, which is if you could insert a
Jesus.
fifth one, what would it be? Like a fifth word to the tagline. So build, expand, defend, conquer. Like if you could add one more word, one
Ooh,
more
that's a
feature line, what would
good
that
question.
be? It's a very good question. I love it.
Boy,
Do you want to think? I can go first because I have two options. Um,
how are you so
so
quick? You're about to give birth. You shouldn't be so
yeah,
fast.
I'm 8 months pregnant. I'm super. all the brain juice goes to the baby. No. So I would either I would want to add build, expand, defend, conquer, pet your dog. I'm just saying,
Pet your
Gordon. I
dog.
really want to pet a dog. Um, we don't even have a dog in this playthrough because we lost it.
You're attacking the cave.
Oh, am I taking the cave? That was a really bad idea then. I thought we had a portal to destroy. Okay, a serious one then. Build, expand, defend, conquer, and like harvest or farm? Because I'm a huge fan of like Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley and those kinds of games. So I do like kind of farming and growing crops mechanics. I would love to do that more. That would be, yeah, that would be my
I got one.
fifth. Okay, you got one.
Yeah, I
So,
got one.
yeah, build.
Dynasty.
Okay, build, expand, defend, conquer, dynasty. Do explain.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would love it. I would love, and maybe it's not something that could be for this particular game, but maybe it's an idea that we should save for the future. So yeah. So everybody in the chat, in 2 or 3 years from now, remind me that I said this because I'll forget. But it's like that somehow you could have a family. So one thing that I think isn't as clear as I would have liked it to be in Kingdom Two Crowns is that when you lose your crown, you become the heir to this kingdom, and but time has passed before you're able to kind of accomplish that. I just think it would have been really nice to kind of portray that in a way that was much more obvious and interesting. So maybe you have a child, and and somehow you're able to kind of, yeah, like have some kind of heir or someone that you can have join you in some way, and then it's clear that they take over the kingdom. I don't know. Maybe it's a silly idea, but yeah, just incorporating more some kind of family element into the experience.
Is that because you're a dad
As I'm
yourself?
biting my nail in nervousness for saying,
No, but I like it. I like it because, I mean, Deadlands is obviously a special setting because we're inspired by the Bloodstained characters. So it's much more noticeable, I think, in the other settings, which is like a medieval setting and the Shogun setting where you're in ancient, not ancient, but old Japan. I mean, there it's much
feudal
more,
Japan.
yeah, feudal Japan. Like, it's much more visible there that you are taking over from a previous ruler because the way they look are randomly generated. Here you're always playing as Miriam, so it doesn't show as much. But yeah, there's definitely like a lineage going on. If you lose the crown, the next heir takes over. But yeah, it would be interesting to see that expand on. Balawi28 asks, how does it feel to play your own game?
I really enjoy Kingdom. I know it's kind of maybe a little silly, but I just enjoy Kingdom. I think it's still fun to play, which is awesome because I don't lose motivation or inspiration. So yeah, I enjoy it. It's to me, it's like I don't know. I hated when I had to work on games that I didn't like and want to play, and it's like to get that privilege to work on a game that I also enjoy is awesome. There's one catch to that though. It's like if I start playing it, I can't play other games on the computer. If I play other games on the computer, I feel like I should be working, and I get kind of anxious. I have like a bit of anxiety about that. I'm like, oh no, I should be working on a game. There's so much to do, and here I am sitting on my computer. So if I play games and I don't want to kind of have that feeling, I have to play on console.
Yeah, so like maybe you would need a different computer for playing games just for fun. So you'd have your for fun battle station, and then you could have your work
Yeah,
computer just to separate the two. Because I mean, just with COVID and working from home, I really feel that as well. It's like whenever I go to sit down by my computer, it's very much it switches over to work mode in my brain so fast that it's hard to like turn it off. So yeah, I mean, I've noticed that I do prefer console games much more, um, like last year.
yeah. I want to point out something that I forced into this. So now at night, there I we it's it's a video game, so it's all smoke and mirrors, but we make it look like lights turn on in the castle. And I kind of forced that in, and Angelica was kind of mad at me because I was doing it kind of late in the development cycle, but I was adamant that I was like, I'm gonna make these happen, and then
I
yeah,
wasn't. You know what? I wasn't mad because you did it so late. Because I work with the quality part. Because like, my responsibility is to make sure like when we release the game, I'm the one who says like yes, it's ready for release. It doesn't have any critical bugs. It's working. It's looking good. We can release it. That's my responsibility to say. So I'm always the boring one saying no, we can't put that in. It's too close. We don't have time to test it. We don't know what's gonna happen. It might cause issues. So I can be the blocker in that sense sometimes. But the problem here was that you did the windows, but they weren't really looking very good.
what?
No, they weren't. They weren't really looking as good as they could, but we had our art guy Martin help us figure that out. So they
I'm
do look
crushed now.
That's I do remember this.
Oh, I don't know.
Cause you
I
just
feel
smacked it in there. You,
what? Do we have no builders? I didn't just
um,
smack it in. Okay, guys,
but you said you did it
there's about
last
to be
minute.
a feud on this stream.
Are we being too honest, Gordon?
No,
But I mean, this is what
that
it's
was
like.
good.
This is what it's like, the two of us working together. It's like you do something, I complain about it, and then we still do it.
And, and then a little bit later, you're like, I see the magic.
Yeah, okay.
Teach
Yeah.
me, teach me your magical ways, Gordon. No, that never happened.
Yeah. Arvesic says, that's good, Angelica. Make sure that Gordon keeps the style and don't add random things. I do love random things, though. It's funny when there's something unexpected happening. And there's a little surprise for players. I do love those kinds of things. So
Speaking of, if people want to, there are quite a few clues that we've left around for what's to come. So there's actually little. Some of the breadcrumbs are quite big, and some of them are small.
did I screw it
You
up? Sorry, I
you
did.
locked me out of the game.
No, okay, sorry. I needed to make the chat bigger because it's scrolling and I didn't see what people were saying, and I missed a question and I felt bad. Sorry, we're back. Sorry.
Where we need some builders.
Is that okay? Yeah, but then we need more people. There is a camp pretty close on the right side, I think. I'll buy another hammer. I think I've been killing our builders off by sending them out to build a boat during the night, maybe.
Uh-huh.
That could be my fault. um, okay, so Star Force is asking, will there be more lighting in Two Crowns, especially the roofed archer towers? So the
More
map,
lighting. Yeah,
yeah.
we've been doing some work on that. Funny enough, I we've moved to Unity 2019, and in Unity 2019, there's actually a new lighting functionality, but that would take a little bit more work, so it wouldn't be in a recent update. But I would like to see if we can uh, switch over to the 2D lighting because it's designed to kind of work with pixels and yeah, just be able to do cooler stuff and it would be fun to get that working um, because I do think we need to improve the lighting. Absolutely. We did some work actually. So now we are before the lighting could only stay on the Z axis, so the null's Z axis, and now we can actually move it back so that we could light up object sprites in the background, and we couldn't do that before. So that's actually something that we have done, but we haven't used it as much as we could. But that's all about the change because we're doing a huge like visual pass, which doesn't introduce many bugs, Angelica, I think so far.
No, no bugs. Don't
Uh,
worry about it.
but
But yeah,
but
what
we're
you're
doing
saying is
this,
that it's
but
not.
it's a big yeah big pass on the level
Yeah.
because it just needs a whole level design pass, and we hadn't done it. I realized on the scale that I had would have liked to, and now we have a new designer that joined us, a good friend of mine who joined Stumpy Squid. By his name is Alan Kurtz, and he's been a designer for over 15 years and been doing that at Dice, and he's touched every aspect of gameplay design. So he and I just went and did a huge level design pass over all the blocks. So blocks are what we build in Unity that are for the unique locations on a level. So like the boat right here, the boat's wharf is its own unique block. So we can control on each one of the dirt tiles, which is 32 pixels wide. We can control what can actually spawn on it, and then we have scatterable objects. So
It's
we
like
can
you're
actually
having a Unity lesson right here and right now, teaching us how
yeah.
to do level design.
Well, I'm not teaching how to do level design, but it's like but it's more just so this is how we kind of do this and what ended up happening is it used to be mostly the artists and the programmers, but design didn't have uh, the bandwidth to also kind of go over and do a pass. So we've gone in there and tried to clean everything up because of course there's always going to be little things that maybe we didn't intend, and so we just both of us put both of our eyes on it and both did a pass on it, and that's always good to do. You should always have several people look over everything and try to just find little things. Like I found one object where the tree textures were missing, but there's so many trees and so many things that those things can't be caught in QA because it's such a small thing and there's so many elements to see that it's easy to not notice something like that. You can't really just go through and play a level and go like, I noticed that the birch tree texture 3 is missing. So we've gone through just to 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 fix that ourselves, and you have to just take the human eye and do a pass over those elements.
But I mean, that's
So
gonna be super tricky. Like as a designer and of a game, like when are you done? Because I can imagine you keep learning things and realizing things about the game and wanting to take it forward, and there's gonna be this will to go back as you do now. You like go back and look things over and polish it a little bit, change it a little, make it a little bit better. Like, do you think you'll ever feel like you're done with Kingdom Two Crowns? Like you're this is the finished product. Now I'm happy. This is the game that I want it to
yeah,
be. Like, are you ever
I
gonna
do.
reach that point?
I think so. I think so because there. So I basically had this big vision in my head, and then whenever you do that, whenever you're making a game, you have this big vision, and it's the shoot for the stars version, and then you end up with catching the moon, and that's okay. But it's like the upside is, well, Raw Fury's the publisher, and Raw Fury is supporting us. So as long as we're getting support from the publisher, we can keep making these iterations and doing these fixes and changes. So I think you know I have to say a lot of credit goes to Raw Fury for allowing us to do those things, and to still supporting us and paying our salaries so we don't go broke.
But I think there's also a thing to Kingdom that to me at least, it feels kind of timeless. It doesn't feel like um, it doesn't feel like the game ages very fast. It feels like it's gonna be, a good game now, and it's gonna be a good game in 5 years because it's got like the pixel graphic. It ages very well. It's got the kind of simple mechanics to grasp but hard to master. So I'm thinking like that's also one of the reasons that we can just keep building on it and keep making it better and adding more content, because it doesn't feel old, and it won't.
Exactly. I think that's a luxury we have, right? I mean, that's the upside of not chasing the latest graphics, because when you do that, a lot of times it makes your game more susceptible to aging. And it's like, and I think a good example could be Star Wars. It's like, yes, now it's being a little bit dated, but I would say that the original ones, without any of the CGI, stands up far better than the prequels that had a lot of CGI. And then when you watch the Star Wars, the original ones now, and you watch the patched versions that got their update, you look at those and you can see the CGI. It stands out as so bad. Like that scene with Han Solo walking over Jabba the Hutt is like, ah. And then
Hey,
that
get your
whatever
ass
that
to the boat, Gordon. We're leaving. Boat's ready.
I'm building a wall.
I don't care. Come to the boat. We're leaving.
It's building.
Yes.
I can't leave this guy.
But are you saying you're George Lucas, or are you not George Lucas in this?
I'm neither. To me, it's what I think. Oh, geez, I don't think I just.
What do you
yeah,
do?
That was a bad
let's
idea.
Just leave.
Come on, guys, get in the portal.
Yes.
Oh,
Listen to the ghost. It says, "United we are stronger." Come on. We got a question about the pixel art. Somebody previously asked, "What are you doing? That is not what we're supposed to do, Gordon. You're even further away now." We got a question about the pixel art from.
Getting him to chase me instead of my guys.
Okay, but what are you doing?
It's super. This is some elite strategy right here.
No, this is a really bad strategy. What are you doing? Nicolele asked who did the pixel art, and we got a earlier question as well asking if you do pixel art, Gordon.
I have done some. I've done as little as possible because I'm not super great at it, but I'm good enough. So I've done some things. I think the coolest thing that I feel like I did but it was just redoing the colors, and I did some pixels on it, but very little to kind of create the feather differences. But the griffin so the griffin for Skull Island, I did a color.
The one that's a little bit brown. Come on, you gotta move now, man.
Yeah.
Just transform to a bat and get your ass over here. I'm waiting on you. We're gonna go on the boat. Come on.
I am Batman.
No, use the ability. Come on, you can do it.
I'm Batman.
No, transform, please, Batman. Thank you. Come on. Oh.
I am the knight.
Wow. Let's just go.
Oh, you have tons of coins. You pay.
Okay, so I'm a sugar mama right now.
Exactly.
But yeah, we also have a bunch of very.
What happened to our boat?
What's with the boat?
Okay.
We built it.
Oh, the hermit had to get on.
Yeah. But yeah, I do want to give a shout out to our very talented team of artists that are creating the pixel graphics for this game. I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit more about the art team. Do we go forward, by the way, or do we go back?
Martin, forward.
Okay.
Or, yeah, I don't have that many gems. Do you have gems?
No, 0. Let's go.
But Martin, Boat, he helped us. He actually started part-time on Kingdom Newlands with Thomas and I. So he's also, you could call him a veteran of Kingdom as well. And then we've had several different pixel artists, but the ones that have been with us for the past year now is Frantic, but I forget his last name.
I think it's
and Bradley. And Bradley, but not Bradley Cooper, the actor, but a different Bradley. What's Bradley's last name again? Do you remember? Elliot?
Putting me on the spot here. I'm gonna have to double check it because I don't want to say it wrong.
He has a really cool game called The Cork that he's been working on.
Yes. So yeah.
So everybody should check out The Cork. It's he had a Kickstarter. It didn't hit the funding, but he's still working on it. So. Kickstarter's hard. Star Citizen stole all the funding.
Yeah. Just not to say it wrong, it's Bradley Elliott.
Yeah, I had it right. Bradley
Yep,
Elliott.
yep. And he's an amazing animator. I would say that he's really, really good at animations. And Franek Novotniak, he's doing a great job with backgrounds and creating environments and buildings. He's really amazing at that stuff. And then we got Martin, who's
he did
a jack
those
of all
monuments.
trades. Yes.
He did these monuments that are in the background for Deadlands. So they worked on Deadlands. So the citizens in this are by Bradley, and a majority of the static art was all done by Frantic, and then a lot of the steeds and the rulers were done by Martin. So, and those ones have so many freaking sprite animation.
Yes.
So basically, they're all hand drawn. So every animation you see is a separate sprite, hand drawn. So there's no cheating or anything like that. And I if I remember correctly, each steed's about 200 frames of sprite animation, and the rulers are somewhere close to that as well. So there's tons and tons and tons and tons of sprite effort and animation effort goes into the rulers and steeds. That's why they are the thing that there's also the fewest of.
So we got a comment from our Vesic that says Frantic is pretty good at making sheep that are 1.1 pixels. Or 1 times 1 pixels.
Is Frantic watching? Is Frantic watching the stream? That sounds like something Frantic would say.
Yeah. I hope not, because we didn't remember his last name immediately, and that's kind of embarrassing because we do talk to them on a daily basis. I'm just really bad at names.
His real name isn't even Frantic. He's already
making
messed us
stuff
up.
up.
Yeah. So I blame him.
But yeah, I love the art team. I mean, I love everybody who works on this game. Everybody does an amazing job. But it's such a joy to go into the design channel and just see what they come up with. And they post their work in progress pictures. And you get to see how they're thinking and how they're iterating on objects. And you can come with feedback.
Should we show people in this stream our Slack channel really quick?
That'll be a treat. Wow.
If we get to 20,000 concurrent viewers, we will share our Slack stream.
Wow, let's just hope our friends over at Brand and PR isn't watching Gordon, because
we're only 9,976 away. No, 20,000. Did I say 20,000? So 19,976 views away.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody, hustle! Get on Twitter.
So
create an echo bomb or whatever they call it, whatever the kids call it these days.
All of you guys who are watching, I'd like to hear what are you dreaming of seeing in Kingdom? Do you have any wishes or thoughts or ideas that you would like to see happen in the game or in a future Kingdom game? I'd love to
Do
hear
you
what you're
have
thinking.
do you have any dreams?
Do you?
I dream way too much. I actually had a dream that I was I had this dream. It was slightly in the future. And there's some futuristic, weird donut metally looking thing, and if you squeezed it, it would tell you how strong you were squeezing. And so it was a really very macho driven dream, sadly. But this somebody came up and squeezed it, and it beat my record. So then I was really frustrated, and I started squeezing it because I wanted to beat them. And so I started squeezing it, and I woke up, and my hand was in her hand, and I was squeezing her hand, and as I woke, I was like, "Oh, did I hurt her?" But movement and those things, your body movements and your compared to how it feels in your dream are in your dream it's very hyper exaggerated, and you're just doing a little bit. So I was just like literally just holding her hand. So clearly I must have lost because I woke up before I found out if I won. But I was just barely holding her hand, and in the morning I was like, did I hurt your hand? Did you wake up with me squeezed? No. And I was like, good, but then kind of like, okay, I'm not that. I guess I'm kind of weak.
Well, I don't know if we have any dream interpreters in the chat that can tell us what that means. But we're seeing Domino is just suggesting a third dimension. So is that like Kingdom 3D? Is that what you're asking for? Sabertooth Tiger wants to see tigers. Obviously, good choice. Ooh, a
Yeah.
tiger mount. That would be pretty badass.
So yeah. So what we do, or what I've been doing, and now that we have a more dedicated team, a lot of people are helping. But it was, I looked at a bunch of different regions around the world that were at a similar point in technology as medieval Europe. Some of them are before medieval Europe, some of them are after. But I wanted to find similar technology. So it's more of taking a cultural inspiration for Kingdom. And so, one of the things I have looked at is ancient ancient times in India. So they have so many fascinating things. I think I'm pretty positive it's the oldest existing culture that really hasn't changed drastically for the longest period of time. So it's an amazing culture, and so much history, and a lot of written history, which is amazing. So uh, yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean
Stories about
there's
spaceships with lasers and nuclear weapons, and it's pretty awesome.
yeah, there's obviously a lot of places and times in history to draw inspiration from. Um, Unpleasant Soup is asking, will you make multiplayer challenges? And I know that's something that we've talked about wanting to do. And I guess that's what we can say.
I would say hold your breath.
Lucas Emmy wants a new mount. That's a big turtle. Like, what kind of a setting would a turtle fit into?
I mean, Kingdom's slow enough as it is, and you want a turtle?
Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest thing when you make like a big, powerful steed. Like the one I'm playing right now, I'm on the top, and I'm playing this barrier creating creature, like a golem steed, and it's pretty slow. It's not very fast, and it's always hard to balance that because you do move around a lot in Kingdom, and you don't want to get caught up by the greed at night. So yeah, making slow steeds is kind of tricky because people tend to prefer having the quick ones. Like Gordon's riding the stag, which is moving much faster when you're in the forest. It's actually one of my favorites.
I love that sound effect for the whip.
Yep.
Then we worked with a sound team for this as well. So it was the first time we worked with them, called Shell in a Pit. And it's the weirdest thing. We work with another person with the name Gordon. And I've never had to deal with that before. And it's really frustrating.
Do you have to Gordon it out? Like, who's the most Gordon?
No.
No.
I don't know. luckily,
I mean, you're the OG,
we
Gordon,
don't
because you were
engage
here
that. I'm
first.
the OG, but you hear people going, "Audio Gordon," and it's just weird. I haven't had to deal with it before, so it's a new experience for me.
But this is a team that made the sound effects for the Goose Game, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They're very
Yeah. So
good.
they have a ton of experience. They're super good. It would be nice if we got to work with them again in the future. Wink, wink.
Menosebra Netreba says, if you add a turtle, I will lose my mind. You can hide in its
Yeah.
shell, or it will be hitting greeds or something. Ooh, it
I
would be
do not
cool.
want
You
you to
could.
lose your mind because then we'll probably be responsible.
But it would be a cool thing to have. Like you could just go into
Yeah.
the turtle's shell, or it would be kind of weird if the ruler like crawled into the turtle's shell. Actually, that would be super weird now that I think about it.
Rulers in the half shell,
Yep.
turtle power.
Yep.
You're too young. You're too young.
No, I watched Turtles when I was a kid.
Mhm. But did you watch the UK version where it was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles?
I think it was that in Sweden as well, because ninjas were too violent.
So lame.
Yeah.
Come
Protect
on,
the
look at
children.
America.
Ooh, I got
Violence
so much
hasn't
money.
impacted them at all.
Not at all. Not even one bit.
I'm American. I can make those jokes.
Okay, I'm making some builders. So what
Trying
do
to
we
look
do?
at. Oh, somebody asked a really good question that I saw, but then I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Angelica Norgan?
Yep.
But that wasn't the question. But now it's
No.
scrolled away, and I can't get my mouse cursor back.
And I'm like, are you one of my stalkers? Then no. Oh. Ow.
If you're one of her stalkers, I have photos of her drinking frozen daiquiris and getting a cold brain.
Yeah, that I can confirm that has happened in the past. Way back in the past. Yeah. So what are we doing? What's our plan? Like, I mean, we're kind of.
I don't know. I need to
Yeah.
get my mouse cursor back. How do I get my mouse cursor back?
What do you need
That's
your
so
mouse
weird.
cursor for?
So I wanted to scroll up in the chat.
Oh.
Oh, I can pause it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Scroll the chat, man. It's not like everybody's watching and waiting for us to, defeat
right,
the
it
greed or
doesn't
something. Yeah.
Who did the pixel art? No, it wasn't that question.
Take your time. Nobody's waiting. Professional streamer, Gordon. Exactly, Domino.
My dream is to play. Okay, no, wasn't that one.
Wait.
I don't know. I lost it. I can't find it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I
Sorry.
can't unpause when you. Okay. So if anybody feel like they had a question for me or Gordon and you didn't get it answered, feel free to ask it again because we're not scrolling the chat, obviously.
We're getting closer to the 20,000 concurrent viewers. We are now at 31.
Perfect. We're getting there.
Super close.
Yeah. But this stream, like this channel, this Twitch channel, it's pretty new, so we haven't really had time to build up a huge following. And
it's quality over quantity. All 31 of these people watching, or 30 now, whoever left, you're dead to me. All 30 of these people are amazing because
Yes.
they're the core audience. These are people I want to talk to. I could care less how many people are watching, as long as the people who are watching, they're interested and they want to see us, and I thank them for that, and I appreciate it. I don't care how many people are watching. I think it's too easy to get caught up in those statistics, and then you start you run the risk, I think, of compromising on what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. And we just want to hang out. Angelica and I get along super, super well. I love working with her, and to me, it's a treat to get to do this. Even though it's in our evening, it's super fun, and I'm gonna miss her dreadfully when she's away, but she has a great
Yeah.
reason, so I definitely can't be mad.
No. The previously mentioned baby on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're bringing a beautiful, beautiful soul into this world, and I think it's awesome.
Maybe it's gonna be a
But
kingdom
I'm gonna
player.
miss you. I'm gonna miss you.
Gonna miss you too, Gordon. I'm gonna like pop in. I'm gonna still gonna like compulsively scroll Slack and just see what you guys are doing, what's going on,
Yeah,
complain about the game.
but you should because you need
Yeah.
something to kind of yeah
Yeah.
to kind
That's
of
true.
to look at and stuff. It's like yeah. So you're of course you're always welcome.
I have a 4-year-old daughter as well, other than this baby on its way, and she's really interested in Kingdom. She's like, "That's mommy's game," when she sees me playing, and we've even played a little bit together, and she really likes it. It's nice because the controls are very easy. She can just jump in
Yeah,
and join, and I mean, even if she loses her crown, that doesn't really matter because she just likes riding around and using her
yeah.
ability. So
And
it's very
you,
very
as you
family
know,
friendly game.
yeah, as you know, that was also a dream of mine that that the game could be something like that. It was, where the complexity was didn't make it impossible for parents to play with their kids. I really that was a big dream of mine that that was going to be possible. So,
What do your kids think of Kingdom? Do you play together?
my daughter, she's into so many things, so I feel like it's hard to get her to stay focused on one thing. And she's like most kids, she's following what's kind of trendy. So Among Us is a game that she's really into. She's also super into. She likes Minecraft a lot, and she likes Roblox. Sadly, I personally, I really dislike Roblox for more for the moral and the ethical reasons. It's like there's people that stole stuff from her on that, and
Yeah.
I just think that they have an environment where they can't protect that because they I feel like at those times you feel like is it money that's the ruler in that scenario, or is it these kids creating something fun? And again, that's why when when I Jonas pitched me Raw Fury, those values that he has and wanted to put into a publisher is why I joined. I never would have joined any other publisher. I never would have helped build a publisher. It's only Raw Fury, and it's only because of Jonas's values. So
Yeah, because I remember you saying that you wanted to start a studio and Jonah wanted to start a
yeah,
publisher, and you're like, a
yeah.
publisher? Are you kidding me?
I was like,
But
no
yeah.
thanks.
So Jonas
Obviously, you want
Antonsson is our
it.
CEO. And
Yeah,
yeah, I love that he has such a clear vision for what Raw Fury is, and how we do things and how we treat people. And
and it hasn't
and at the
changed.
same yeah, and at the same time, it's not like he's not like, this is my vision, you better follow it. It's like, this is our vision. Everybody who works at this company has to say, and whatever this is, we're doing it together. I love that. It's really sounds kind of like weird when you say it, but it's almost like it's a big family where everybody trusts each other and wants to do something different when it comes to game publishing. And I just love that because I come from the side where I've been a journalist for almost a decade before I joined Raw Fury. So, I mean, I've seen a lot of bad examples of how publishing can treat developers really badly. And I didn't think I'd start working at a publisher. I did not see that coming for myself. But I'm really
Me
glad that I'm
neither.
here.
I didn't see that happening for me, so we share that in common. So I'm the person who convinced Angelica to come over
You
because
are.
yeah, she interviewed me. We did we were doing and it was like a panel thing when people could stand next to each other and sit next to each other, and we did the panel. There's something about games and it was about Raw Fury. And then afterwards, I just really enjoyed talking with Angelica, and I could tell by the questions that she knew a lot about Kingdom. So I was just like, we need someone who really understands this and can bring some fresh energy. And yeah, and I don't know. I just took a chance, and I'm so happy I did.
Kind of worked out, I must say. So we have a question from Balawi28 who says, "Before you sleep, is there any news regarding a new game?" No, nope.
No,
We
there's
haven't said
definitely
anything.
not a new game that's. I mean, I, you know, as developers, as designers, as creative people, you're always thinking about something and what could be next, or saying like, oh, "This is a really cool idea. If we do something next, this is something that we would should put into it." But we're still focused on Kingdom Two Crowns 100%. Everybody's focused on that, and all the stuff that we're doing is to support this game. And there definitely is new things coming out for this, but we're not ready to share exactly what it is yet. We're still working on it, and you don't want to promise things too soon and then not deliver. No Man's Sky. So
But yeah, because I can tell, like, making estimates for how long something is going to take to create and make, it's incredibly hard. And you really don't want to, now you're pausing the game again. You don't want to disappoint people by promising something and not delivering. So we're trying to be careful with that. I know you guys are really curious about what's
Nintendo
going
Online
on.
Core.
Exactly, we've been there. We're working on it, I promise.
We are still actually working on that,
Yes.
so that's something we can say for sure. I know it sounds ridiculous that we haven't been able to
Yeah.
implement it yet, but I promise you, it's for technical reasons, and there's a valid excuse in there somewhere. But I don't want to bore you with that.
Okay, so here's a really good comment. Cobus Grobus says, "My girlfriend and I did a Kingdom tournament on my YouTube channel to see who could progress the furthest in the lowest number of days. Will there be any kind of versus game mode?"
Oh, you know what? It's really hard to do. So, I mean, we've done a lot of refactoring and changed a ton of things, but this is still at its core originated as from the original Kingdom, and that goes back to I think Unity 4 or 3. I think it was 3. Could have been even 2. I don't. It's there's been so many versions of Unity. It's hard to know. Then they switched to the year uh, name, so 2016 and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, it's like it's really hard to put things like that in there with how the game is built. It sounds crazy, but it's true. If you ask our programmer on Stumpy Squid side, Bjorn Eriksson, he would stab me if we weren't working from home. If I said let's put in a versus mode because he's been doing all the net code. It's really tricky. I think if we build another game and we do it, we build all these things from the ground up, then I think it's easy to consider something like that. But right now, it's super messy. Everything's set up in a friendly way. So yeah, but maybe we can find a way. But right now, I'd say that it's super unlikely, sadly.
Yeah, well, I mean, somehow you gotta choose, like, where's our focus? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And there's always also the question, like, what is Kingdom? Because I feel like it's something that I think you would, like, feel Kingdom, like, in your heart, like, you know what Kingdom is. It's a gut feeling for you. But it's also interesting because there's always, like, a change. Like, you're growing, you're expanding, you're learning, the game is growing, and it's like it's a living creature. I am getting so screwed over at this portal. The greed just
What are
keep
you
coming.
doing?
I'm trying to defeat a portal, but I have one. Yeah, I don't have. Oh my god!
Oy, 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 oy.
I'm screwing this up. It's not good. I tried to defeat it. It's just not happening. I don't know if it's because I was putting these walls in the way that block the arrows or something, but that did not work out for me. I need more archers. Sorry. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, when you work with a game as much as we work with Kingdom, you develop like a relationship with the game, and it's almost like it's become a living creature that you coexist with.
Maybe next stream I'll share my notepad of ideas and all the things that got scrapped.
All the kings.
Because I will
Yeah.
say, I had a versus mode, but it was more a kingdom versus another kingdom. Um, so, and then there was an asymmetrical kingdom versus mode that I won't really go into because maybe I'll do that one day.
So we have a question from Arvesic that says, "Do you have any cool behind-the-scene glitches that you've accidentally made?" So I'm like one part of my job is prioritizing bugs, and like saying like, okay, this bug happens to a lot of players. It's not game blocking, but it's looking bad. Then it's a high priority bug. If it's just like a small visual error, it might not be as high priority. So I try to help the team out with how they are going to consider each bug, like which order should they start fixing them in on the stuff that we're working on, and
I have
obviously
one
no matter
that
how much
became
you
a
test.
feature.
Yeah, like no matter how much you test things, there's always going to be something sneaking into the game. But I would say like there's one bug that at least I'm not going to ask anyone to fix it, and I'm not going to put it into the system. I know it's there and I love it, and it's that you can get more than one dog. If you play your cards right, it's possible to get more than one dog in the game. There should only be one, because you save it on the second island by throwing a coin on the log that is trapped under, and you get a dog that follows you. And I love dogs. I love cats as well, though. But it's possible to get two dogs, and they're like, yeah, technically it's a bug, but I don't care because I have two dogs. So
I'm so happy to hear this.
I'm
So happy
not.
that
I'm not gonna.
I'm
Fix
so
it.
happy to hear that there is this cool bug and you haven't told us about it because you don't want it fixed. I think that's epic. Like I love that. Like I'll tell you, this is a super old story, but it's like in the original Kingdom, when Thomas and I were working on it, and it was still like super rough in its early stages, and we had just added the little clearings in the forest that you can find sometimes. And I went, and he had just added those, and I was play testing the level, and I ran out and I found it, and then I paid for one of the trees to get chopped down, and I realized I could basically build a wall to enclose my kingdom. So I left a part of the forest there that people refer to as a queen's garden. And I was like, this is so awesome. And I was like, oh, that was such a good idea to add that. And he was like, oh, no, that's a bug. I'll fix it. And I was like, no, 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 no. Leave it like that. This is so amazing. It adds this kind of like fun level of strategy that when you figure that out and when you discover that, it feels amazing. So
Classic.
that's yeah,
Yeah,
that's a bug that turned into a feature.
exactly. Classic bug becoming a feature. But yeah, so maybe we should call the game Kingdom Two Dogs instead. I see the chat going bananas over two dogs. I love it.
Yeah. Wait till they wait till we introduce a new pet.
Oh my god.
Did I say that?
Let's just pretend you did not say that. I'm just gonna. Yeah.
And now 3 people left, and they're dead to me now. So 4 people are dead to me.
Okay. You know what? We're actually out of time, so we're gonna survive the night, and then we're gonna call it quits for this time.
And now we're dead to them.
Exactly.
We're dead to 28 people.
No.
No, I did not say new pets. No, Starfax, Domino.
We're just talking about what would
those
be
guys
really
are
cool
super
to have.
old school.
Yeah.
Those guys have been around forever. I just have to give a shout out to them because I just love that I can see these handles of names to people, and I've met some of them before at Gamescom.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I know Star Force was a tester, like one of our game breakers. Sometimes we send early builds out to people that become game breakers, like very loyal fans on our Discord, and we ask them for feedback, and I know Star Force is one of those very, very good people. So yeah, it's morning, it's the end. I'm gonna save and quit so we can continue playing this in a month, because we have this streams booked on a monthly basis. First Wednesday each month, I think.
Yep.
Yep. So if you want to see us play more Kingdom, you can do that in
Is
a
it the
month.
first Wednesday?
I think so.
I don't know. It's just the week
Yes.
that I'm able to do it.
Yes. But I think it's sportlov in Sweden next time it happens. So I guess we'll see if we're still on. I hope we are.
Yeah, we're still
figure
on.
it out. Okay, good.
I have that week available, and
Awesome.
yeah, so it's
So
all
we're
good.
on. Yeah, we're gonna keep going with this campaign. We're on the third island now. We're gonna go to the fourth. We're gonna expand a little bit more. We're gonna, defeat some greed. I'm gonna have to take revenge on that portal that kicked my ass just now. Maybe we can even go back to the second island and save the dog, Gordon. Because that dog is crying itself to sleep in that lonely greed cave every night, waiting for us to come rescue it. I'm just saying.
Good.
I'm still
It shouldn't have gotten
traumatized
taken.
since you lost it last time we played.
I'm mad at it. It's punishment. No treats.
Okay.
No treats for the puppy. And I'm getting a dog.
Let's see if you can
So
get 3 dogs.
Next stream, I'll hold my real dog, and everyone can meet. I think we're gonna name him Jax, but Jax from Sons of Anarchy, not Jax from. I always forget the name of that game, League of Legends. I don't play that.
But you still know the names of the characters.
That's because a bunch of people are like, "Oh, that's a character from League of Legends. Oh, that's a character from League of Legends." I'm too old. I don't play League of Legends. My reflexes aren't fast enough. So get away from me. I watch Netflix and chill, or play Kingdom and chill. I don't play games that stress me out. I almost had a heart attack or a stroke when I played PUBG. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this.
Too old for this shit. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Well,
So everybody, Kingdom is designed for geriatric support.
Unless there's a blood moon, then we will take no responsibility for your stress levels. Right.
Exactly.
We
just won't take responsibility at all, ever.
Okay. That's fine. But we're gonna say goodnight and thank you and good morning if you're on the other side of the planet. That's good as well. But we will see you again in the next stream. If you want to keep an eye on us, feel free to follow to get a little notification when we're going live. We also have a bunch of different shows going on the channel with a whole lot of other Raw Fury games. But True Crowns will be back with me and Gordon in a month. So I hope
everybody
to see
message Jonas Antonsson on Twitter and tell him how awesome Gordon and Angelica are.
Yes.
And it's like, I think it's just at Jonas. Hold on, let me get his Twitter handle for everybody.
Isn't it just Jonas Antonsson?
Just let's see if we can get 30-ish people to direct message Jonas.
Domino is a hero in the chat. It's Jay Antonsson.
Yeah, Jay Antonsson.
Yeah. But we talked about
everybody message him on Twitter.
But we did talk about how amazing Jonas is, so it's not more than fair.
Yes, we did.
It's just,
that's true. That's a good point.
It is. Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight and bye-bye, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!
Bye!